My name is Francis Bourgeois. I'm a railway enthusiast, and I use my social media to share my passion with the world.
What a legend! I have 5.4 million followers in total. It's been a pretty wacky journey.
As the UK prepares to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the world's first passenger railway, I've taken on the challenge to travel from the southern coast of England
Did your ears pop?
to the northern coast of Scotland.
We just passed the highest point of the UK network.
I've decided to only use trains made here. Along the way, I'll cross some stunning landscapes and meet people whose lives have been transformed by the Great British Railway.
I wanted to bring us down this slimy jetty here because I wanted to show off Portsmouth Harbour Station. As you come in, you feel like you're on land, but actually it's an old pier. And this used to function as a freight boat pier in the mid-1800s.
I'm starting my rail adventure on England's southern coastline, passing through London, the Midlands, into the Yorkshire Dales, then crossing Scotland, up through the Highlands, and hopefully making it to Thurso, the most northerly railway station in the UK.
Sometimes find hermit crabs. There isn't a hermit crab in this one though.
Please buy a ticket before getting onto a train.
As luck would have it, I happen to be wearing the specific badge to the train we're travelling on, 166210.
I actually used to get this train to see my parents when I used to live in Portsmouth. So yeah, I'm really excited. And all the better doing it on BR rolling stock too.
Essentially, that means trains made in the UK in the era of British Rail, up to the mid-90s before the network was privatised.
Tickets, please.
Thank you.
This country invented the railway, and once we used to design and build locomotives that were sent across the world, slashing journey times between great cities. But as the UK's manufacturing industries declined, railway companies here found it cheaper to import trains from overseas.
Yep, 70007 and 66528. 007. And then this 08 Shunter 08785. It was really the freight trains that kind of kick-started my social media. During COVID, I went out and filmed the freight trains passing my parents' town in Somerset when I was there during COVID. Oh, it gave me a shock! I have 5.4 million followers in total between TikTok and Instagram. And that's happened in the space of about 3 years. So it's been a pretty wacky journey. Hellfire!
Unfortunately, we hit a snag. Our next train from Salisbury to London has been cancelled due to an incident on the line.
Back on. I was literally just there on the other side of the platform and they said this train is now actually going all the way to Waterloo. The line is reopened.
Until it wasn't.
Right, well, we need to run over to the Reading train then. That service has just been cancelled. So back and forth, but we're heading now to Reading, which was the original plan. Wasn't the original plan. Welcome aboard our chariot to Reading.
The next station is Branley.
Well, I caught 2 freight trains in the space of about 15 minutes at Reading. And also, we've managed to maintain our BR rolling stock era only criteria, even though we've had a massive spanner thrown in the works. So, yeah, Happy days.
Well, I finally made it to London, where I'll be stopping for the night.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, yeah.
And there really is only one obvious choice for a railway enthusiast. St Pancras Hotel opened in the mid-19th century when rail travel was booming.
Ooh. Oh my word. Oh! 374s. And to think they were going to knock this station down in the 60s.
This train is full of 9 coaches. Will passengers intending to travel on this service please join the train now, as it is ready to leave.
No worries. Nice to meet you. There you go. Got the right badge. So we're jumping on a very special Class 91. 91110, which is the speed record holder for electric locomotives in the UK. And it's just on the other end down here. So this is the beast up at the front. If we were to hear this depart, there's like a succession of noises. It's almost like it just waking up. So it starts off with a, and then immediately after it goes, and then that is a continual noise of, and then there's a noise, and then it, like that.
So the plan today is to get to Leeds via a little diversion. You'll see why. So I've been invited to Derby Litchurch Lane. Some of the trains I'm travelling on were built here. In fact, it's the only factory left that still makes British trains from scratch. Most are imported to the UK in kit form. Catherine Lancaster has graciously offered to show me around.
We're the only place that do everything. So, yes, we've got the history and we date back to 1876, and you can see that from the Victorian buildings. But we are the only site in the UK that can do everything right from design through to test and delivery.
Wow. Inside these buildings, it's like a railway kind of womb, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
And you have these train babies being put together.
You love this, don't you? Yeah.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since 1988, so I've done 35 years plus.
Wow.
Loved every day, never had 2 days the same. You're getting excited because this is going past, aren't you?
That's one of these.
Perfect! You've wanted, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Just
That was not set up.
no.
Now this is something I've not seen before. Part of the train assembly line in action.
Oh my word.
Told you.
Moves quicker than I thought it would. So now is it a matter of the operator just getting
Yeah.
precise inputs?
Completely. He's over there, he's got the remote, and he's listening to all 4 banksmen
Right.
who are now lining it up. They'll be on their knees now, getting low, low, low.
I suppose what I've just witnessed would be like the equivalent of seeing a cow, for example, without any legs. Just something
I
that,
like it, yeah.
you know, like you're just something you're totally not familiar with, and then putting it on its legs, and then you're like, okay, that's definitely a cow now.
I work on the underframe of the carriages,
Yeah.
you know, and I just love putting things together.
Have you seen any you've put together out on the main line?
No, I haven't personally.
Maybe that day will come and you say,
Yeah,
that's mine.
absolutely.
That's the one I did.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? That is
Oh
the
my
traverser.
word. That's a serious bit of kit.
And you can go in the cab.
Can I?
Yeah. Rich, can I bring Francis up?
Okay. I'm just going to get my GoPro.
Okay.
GoPro. Thanks, Catherine.
Good afternoon. So the guys have just given me the one whistle to go. I then start giving it a bit more speed, a bit more speed, a bit more speed. I declutch, and then all I'm going to do is keep putting my foot steadily on the brake.
Yeah.
And when it gets to the end, just bring it to a nice and steady stop.
Wow. That was very dramatic.
When you've been doing it for 30 odd years, it comes pretty natural. That's my 2 whistles to go. So I now start going forward.
You like your diesels then?
I love my diesels. Been train spotting ever since I was a little kid.
Oh, fantastic. I often say once you're bitten by the railway bug, it never goes away.
No, it never goes away. It never goes away.
Well, I could have stayed here all week, but I have a train to catch.
This is a Class 158, and it was actually made in the factory where we were yesterday. So it's day 3 of our railway adventure across the UK, and we'll be taking this train today to Ribblehead on the Settle-Carlisle line, which, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful train journeys in the UK.
Francis,
Hi.
I know that face.
Nice to meet you.
I've seen your video many times.
Larry Jones is an on-train tour guide covering the Settle-Carlisle Heritage Line in North Yorkshire. He is part of a volunteer group that offer free walks, trails and tours, mainly around the Ribblehead area, which is our next stop.
Thank you.
Settle, Francis, don't get excited. You're not going to run after it, are you?
And this is why a lot of people stop here. A 15-minute walk from the station and you'll be under this impressive Victorian structure, the Ribblehead Viaduct.
It's just staggering, isn't it?
Oh, it's just amazing.
You can only really make out how big it is by comparing it to the vans next to it.
Exactly. 104 foot, 24 arches, a quarter of a mile long.
During the 1980s, British Rail threatened to close the Settle-Carlisle line, mainly because the viaduct was crumbling and the cost to repair it was high for a line with dwindling passenger numbers. A 6-year-long campaign to save the railway eventually caused Parliament to intervene and banned it from closure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, see ya.
Take care.
And now it's the local community that volunteer to maintain the stations along the line, as well as to encourage tourists to come.
How does it feel to be able to help to preserve this part of British rail history?
For me, it's amazing that this line is just still running today. And there's 10 stations that all look the same. They're all what they call Midland or Derby Gothic red.
Yeah.
So they're all kept the same. We put the planters out with flowers in, keep them all looking, nostalgic, like they did in the Victorian era.
And as an enthusiast, seeing how all of this has been preserved, it makes me feel a bit emotional, really. And you can actually stay here, can't you?
Yeah, you can at many of the stations. These were all station masters' houses at each of the stations, and now they're all staycation properties that people can ring up and stay at. So.
Oh, brilliant.
The next train to arrive at platform 2.
Well, it's time to finally travel over that beautiful viaduct.
It's day 4 of our railway adventure, and we're up in Scotland. specifically Glasgow Queen Street. And behind me, there's a sound that I'm very familiar with. It's a Class 43 HST.
Can I get a picture of it?
Yeah. I love meeting people who have watched my videos because it gives me an opportunity to say thanks. Yeah, the initial kind of like sort of slight anxiety around it isn't really so much anymore.
Thanks, man.
Nice to meet you. I love making people happy, so to see someone happy in person is nice.
I looked over and I was like...
Sadly, these intercity high-speed trains are being pulled off the tracks within the next few years, so I plan to make the most out of today. And on board, there's a chance to catch up with a fellow train enthusiast.
Hi Jude. Hi Arthur.
Hello Francis.
How's it going?
Alright, enjoying the HSTs.
Yeah.
I first met Arthur last year whilst train spotting near Brighton.
I think we're going to get off at Lucy.
Okay. Some good shots there.
Jude often runs her business from the train, which, to be honest, sounds pretty perfect to me.
Did your ears pop?
Yeah.
We just passed the sign for the summit of the Dromocta Pass, and it's the highest point of the UK network at 1,484 feet.
Please mind the gap when leaving the train.
Down to the door.
Yeah. It's all right.
My daughter's going to love this. Honestly, she follows you in.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Get my photo, Greg. She'll not believe this. Sata, brilliant,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I mean, it might actually look quite nice to photograph it from up. See in that field there?
That's what I was thinking.
Arthur eats, sleeps, breathes trains. It's how he has made friends. It's how he's got, you know, a social element. Arthur was diagnosed with autism when he was quite small, like 4, and kids at school didn't really get that. So it felt like his world was quite lonely. I mean, he didn't care because he was just interested in the trains. Much like my, you know, train driver husband, he has found a passion.
Trying to get a good photo.
Usually angle,
Yeah.
light. The light's not terrible.
Yeah, well,
Could be worse.
Right, here we go.
School holidays, this is where I am. I'm not in an office, I'm not sitting on my sofa, I'm standing while my son is on a bridge or at the end of the platform, and I'm just working from where I have to. And my clients are not averse, luckily, to me setting up a Zoom call in a waiting room or talking to me, and I'm like, hold on a minute, we'll just go through a tunnel. I get asked a lot about why I do this, but for me, it's his passion, and I don't know, what mum wouldn't want to like allow and encourage their kid to be passionate about something.
That might have scared me.
Well, let me guess, was that when they did the horn?
Maybe. And where's that? That one's a bit better.
Oh, yeah, that's quite good. I think yours is better framed than my one. My great uncle actually campaigned to keep this line open when it was planned for closure, the particular section between Inverness and Kyle of Lochal.
We are now approaching Dingwall. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
So during this final journey, I've just learned that the factory we visited in Derby a few days ago is stopping production and thousands of jobs are now at risk.
It's a real shame because we met people there who are so passionate and loved working there. What has been a thriving site for over 100 years is potentially coming to an end. There are some sounds on the railway that actually bring out a lot of emotion in me, especially thinking about Derby now and what's happening. Don't know why I'm getting emotional.
After stopping at 87 stations, from the south coast to the north, I finally made it to my final destination. Spending just £169 on tickets over the past 5 days.
Well, I would say, after travelling 900 miles and arriving here in Thurso, I'm very, very, very proud to be a railway enthusiast. And I love our British railway network. Oh, and what a destination to finish on. And with that, I'm going to take off.